Hey, girlfriend, you know who you are. You have big, big dreams. You want to write a book, stand on a TED Talk stage, be a life coach offering wisdom from your RV in Montana, a cafe in Barcelona, or a beach chair in Tulum. Your other girlfriends and your family, they don't always get your biz savvy. Why do you want to leave your JOB? Because you're a C.A.T.S, aka coach, author, thought leader, and speaker. Meet other change makers like yourself and find out how they make it happen. This is the Big Meow podcast.
So, Amber, tell us about you and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Amber Summer. I lead a life coaching and executive coaching business called Leaders Look Forward Coaching. Also, we are known as Coach for CEOs, which is a division of Leaders Look Forward Coaching.
So leaders, who are the people that are your greatest clients? And when I say greatest, I mean the bell curve. Who are mostly your clients?
Yeah, actually, it's interesting because we're geared towards CEOs of startups, but I would say the bell curve happens with women that are ready to start their own business. They're not quite there. They don't really know what that next step is. They find me, and then we get it figured out together.
So that's wonderful. These sound like women in transition, which,
Yes.
many of us are when the kids fly the nest and it's like, you have time. So let me ask you this. Yeah. What would be the motivational advice you would give a woman when she finally sits down one day, she's on the couch, she has the things she wants to do. How do you get through that gap of wannabe to actually doing it?
The first thing is to accept help. Most of these women are mothers, and I admire mothers just as a role. But one thing that mothers learn to do is take care of everybody else. So the first thing is to say, okay, what do I want and who can help me get there?
That's fantastic. Yes. And we all tend to be caregivers even after we've started our business, and then it becomes really overwhelming. So do you have a suggestion for these women, let's say in their schedule for self-care or maybe a daily reflection on how they can prioritize? Since I would say that the priorities change a little bit once you start putting yourself first.
Oh, absolutely. It's not only your priorities change, but who you allow in your bubble changes, who you seek out changes. Everything starts to change when you shift gears into thinking, what do I want? And I find that question is one of the most challenging questions. So if someone is in that stage in their life when they're ready and they're like, I don't know what this looks like, but I know that I'm ready for this next phase, I would invite them to start spending time in silence. And that's like 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, I don't overwhelm, because 5 to 10 minutes, there's a lot that can go on in your mind. And this isn't even necessarily a meditation style practice yet, but as a being quiet and being still for 5 to 10 minutes, like set a timer on your phone with nothing going on and see what happens. It's amazing. That's the first priority, because then you don't have to think about anything. You don't have to do anything. I mean, one of the biggest things that I help my clients do is unwire that do feeling, because it's funny, when they go to start a business, they actually need to learn how to be before they can be in that constant do that comes with creating a business. So once they master how to just be and sit in silence, then they can start working in more intentionality around meditation or prioritizing their day.
So what inspired you to start this business?
It started when I was studying psychology. I had this big plan. I was going to be a therapist. I thought that's what I wanted to do. And as fate would have it, somebody sent me an article, I believe it was from Forbes, that was about life coaching. And this was back, 15 years ago now. I was young. I was only 17. And I was like, I know this is what I want. I knew in reading it's what I wanted. But I was only 17. So I was like, okay, I'm going to figure things out. So 12 years later, I finally was like, you know what? I'm ready. I've experienced a lot of life, like way more than I thought I was going to experience. And it came to me and I knew it was time. So I found a certification, that really resonated with me. And I got started. And the more I've done it, this was back in 2018, the more that I have found clients and the more that I find the good in people that are just, it's life-giving seeing what's really out there. So, that really inspired me. I just waited way too long to start.
Well, it takes a while to get your stride, which also means it takes a while to be able to trust that what you're doing that you love is bringing in the money. So what advice would you give for other women based on what you've learned from operating your own business?
Well, when it comes to running a business, everyone wants like a cut and paste, tell me exactly what to do. But what works for one person is not necessarily going to work for the next. So I highly encourage who's ever listening that wants to start a business, find your own way, listen to what other people have done, listen to what I've done and other entrepreneurs and other business owners, but don't be afraid to make your own mark and do your own thing and work what works for you, because I see a lot of my clients get stuck in that should. Oh, I should do it this way. But if that way doesn't work for them, they're going to be stuck in that part of figuring things out for way longer than they need to. And I went through that where I was looking to everyone else instead of going inward and saying, what's the next part for me? So I would say, listen to those things. I mean, it's helpful to hear what other people have done, certainly, but don't ignore what your inner voice is telling you to do, because that's going to help you skip steps and not get stuck nearly as long as I did.
I'm sure it seemed longer than maybe it actually was, but describe a recent challenge and how you transcended it.
Yeah, I would say the biggest challenge, interesting enough, is health issues. So I'm in my 30s, and prior to, I'm going on 34, and prior to being 30, I never had any severe health issues. It was always, like normal, what I would consider normal health issues, like you get a cold now and again. But I was actually bit by a tick in 2020, and it turned my life literally upside down. So I was trying to run my business. I was actually managing a team of coaches for somebody else's company and so on and so forth, all while being sick. And so I had to overcome that, because there's no blueprint for how to be sick and keep yourself above water. There's nothing. So I would say I overcame that by listening to myself. What do I need? Taking time off was like the hardest thing in the world, but I had to do it at times. And then really just holding on to your vision, knowing that even if I have to put this on pause, it doesn't mean it's failing. It doesn't mean I'm a failure. And so, I put things on pause. I stopped taking new clients there for a little bit. I really focused on me and like, what does my health need? What do I need? And then as I started to feel better, it's like clients just started coming to me again. I mean, it's not magic, but it certainly feels like it.
Yeah, you became a lighthouse. You attracted your clients, and instead of going out and getting them, which is hard, like you say, to give yourself time. So who inspires you?
Well, a lot of people inspire me. But I kind of spoke to this a little bit earlier, but mothers in general inspire the absolute heck out of me. I have yet to meet one mom that I am not just absolutely incredibly taken aback by not only what they go through but don't speak about, but just the role that they have as caregivers for other people and everything that they can manage in their life. I mean, they're perfect. They make perfect entrepreneurs when they're ready, because I mean, they can handle tasks from everywhere. And so obviously my mom falls into that category too. So not to generalize, but just moms. There's an incredible tenacity that comes with motherhood.
Well, I agree. I'm a mother myself. And I tell you, some of the most powerful and most organized people that I ever met were these school moms. They were amazing. could throw anything,
Yep.
any kind of event. Really always amazed me. So tell us
Absolutely.
your most recent success story. Somebody you've worked with, they came to you in one way and they have left you in another. Tell us a success story.
Well, interesting enough, my clients tend to work with me for a long period of time. So they have multiple successes while they're working with me. It's not like the way that I structure my coaching, I don't just say, okay, we're going to reach that one goal and then we're done. We kind of go until we reach that goal and then we revisit, okay, do you want to continue? Is there another goal you want to work on together? And then when they're ready to, and they feel really confident, then they leave. But some just really like the accountability piece, the maintenance piece. But I would say one of my most proud, like my clients that I'm most proud of is one that's worked with me for a few years. And she just recently left full-time corporate job for her own spiritually based business. That when we first started working together, it was not even on her radar. She never saw herself as an entrepreneur, and I didn't convince her of it. It literally was just inside of her. And the more that we uncovered what her motivations were and what she wanted in life, the more it became clear to her that she wanted to run a business. And so now she's running it. It's in that beginning startup phase, which is actually where I generally help people. So I was helping her, supporting her way before she got to this phase, but now she's in that phase where people usually come to me. But I'm so proud of her because she's taken a leap of faith and she's making it happen. And she's so much more confident in herself. She's no longer has all that negative self-talk that she had when we first started meeting. She handles like challenges like that come to her and she lets them go. She learns. And so I would say she's one of, I mean, I'm proud of all of my clients, but she's the one that really stands out to me right now.
That is truly inspiring for all of us out here that struggle with our businesses, the beginnings, the middles, and the scaling up. It's very inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like you've struck a nice balance of work-life balance. So share with us a daily self-care routine.
Yeah, I am very big because I have, these underlying health conditions. I had to learn how to really prioritize self-care. And my self-care looks like working later in the morning. So I have my morning to drink my coffee. I do my yoga or my stretching. And then a little bit later in the morning, I will get started. I will make my priority list, which is not very long. I try to keep it 1 to 3 top items that I definitely want to accomplish. And I'm also in a master's degree program for executive coaching. So I have to fit my school in there too. So usually that's one of the 3 things that I have on my list. But the biggest thing is sitting in silence. Even now, I'll have my coffee next to me. I will sit in silence. I will get grounded for the day. And then I will go, okay, what do I need? What do I feel I need today? And so, of course, when I have coaching client sessions set up that day, I usually fill in, I'll look in and I'll go, okay, what do I need? How much energy do I have? Do I have energy enough to give to my clients and to do other things towards my business? And then if I don't, then I allow myself to just be okay, to not have 100% perfect days every day.
Wow. I hope you put that into your coaching protocol. We could all use a dose of that from somebody outside of us to remind us how important that is. So what's next for you?
Absolutely.
What's your big vision?
Yeah, my big vision is I'm actually moving towards the corporate space. So I am working to bring this mindset, this well-being, but not even just from the health mindset, but more of a holistic whole person being to the organizational space. So there's people that are working for organizations that, there's this, I don't know if you're aware, but there's kind of this shift right now going on where employees are actually demanding that they be treated like human beings in a great way. I mean, I think it's a beautiful movement, but the organizations a lot of them are kind of stuck in this old pattern of like 9 to 5. They want, only minimum health care, all of these things. So what I'm looking to do is I'm building a team myself that can go into these organizations, utilizing coaching, utilizing this whole person mindset to help build these organizations and the leadership within the organizations to support the whole person that they're hiring and not just from the business perspective. So that's where we're going, though we're still going to have the individual aspect of Leaders Look Forward still, but that's the direction we're going.
Well, thank you for that. We definitely need our companies and our employers and our bosses to treat us like human beings. So appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you for being on our show, and share with us how we can connect with you.
Yes. So you can just visit my website, which is coach4ceos.com. So that's COACHFORCEOS.com. And there's about a million different buttons on there that say book your consultation, and the consultation's free. So if you just want to meet with me for 30 minutes to talk about your needs, that session's for you. There's no charge to that.
Amber, thank you so much. You really are inspiring, and appreciate you taking the time to be on our show today.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity, and I hope that everyone listening has a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful week.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to the Big Meow podcast, sponsored by C.A.T.S Network. If you liked what you heard, please take a moment to subscribe and share this podcast with your friends. You can also join our network filled with positivity and possibility. Visit www.catsnetworking.com to join us and learn more, together with your magical, motivated, and mystical new friends at C.A.T.S Network. Let's transform 1 million lives with your message. Are you feeling isolated sitting at home in your PJs? Or perhaps you're tired of the comfy sweatpants with holes in them that are hidden just below the camera? I mean, you could puke at the thought of another day of Zoom meetings and reporting to your BOSS. Do you want freedom from your home office desk or the office cubicle? Do you want freedom from your current career? Or are you frustrated that your online biz dreams are going nowhere? It's all too overwhelming. Where do you start? All the tech, the choices, and your message. Yep, I said your message, your brand, your voice. What is it? Do you even know what that means? Do you need a biz coach but don't want to invest the big bucks? Let's face it, being a solopreneur is lonely, but you don't have to do it alone. And here's a solution. Join C.A.T.S Network. C.A.T.S Network is a woman-only membership community exclusively available to you, the life coach or executive coach, the author, the thought leader, or the public speaker. If you identify with this list or want to work on adding some of these to your skill set, C.A.T.S is the place for you. Check us out at www.catsnetworking.com. That's C.A.T.S networking.com. Because let's face it, cats are better together.